Today what we're going to talk about is what people overthink when they're building their Shopify store. So before we do that, remember to subscribe, come on, and we get straight into it. So the very first thing that people overthink is what niche to go into. So remember that no matter what niche you choose, people will be already into it. If they aren't, you probably shouldn't do that because there's no market for it. So you just have to test it out. You can spend months trying to figure out which niche you should do, which niche you shouldn't do, what's the best one, which one isn't oversaturated. But the only way really to try it out is to try it out. So just try one, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, it could happen. Just close down your store and open another one. It won't cost you $1 million. It'll just waste a little bit of time, but not really wasting time because you learned from your mistake and you go to the next. So it's not really a big deal. So just try it out and go to the next. The name of your store, you should spend a little bit of time, but I'd say less than like 5 hours. If you can't find a name within 5 hours, just remember that people like big companies like Amazon, Google, Apple, all those companies, like think of the name before they exist. Now Apple is like a really big company and everybody likes their name, but think about it. It's an apple. Like, would you call your store banana? Probably not, but it could work. Like, that's not gonna make or break your store. Like, just choose a name, pick one that you like and go with it. It won't be a huge deal and you'll probably end up closing down your store and opening another one in the future anyway, so don't really think about it too much. The template. This is the next one. Like, I would advise you to choose a free template because they're really good. So I only use free ones and they work well. And so don't overthink these either because there are people with really ugly stores, like really ugly, and they're making a killing with their ugly store. So don't try and make your store perfect, just pick a template that you like, go with it, and the big thing is just to get people to your store, so don't think about it too much. Next thing is the logo. Now the logo is really not important. I didn't have a logo when I first started my store. I just had like the name of the store on the top left corner and then I got a name later on. If you really wanted a name, you could go on Fiverr, get one for $5. It's really cheap, but don't bother about it. Like, because you don't have a logo is not a good reason to not start your store. So just, if you don't have a logo, open your store up anyway and you'll get one later. Like, it's no big deal. That won't make or break your store either. So the next one is which influencers you should start. Now, I made a video about this. You could go and watch it. It's probably a good idea to make less mistakes, but chances are you could make mistakes. You're gonna lose money, and that's just gonna happen. So don't spend too much time thinking about this because there are people that have stores that have been open for like 2 months and they've never run a shout out. How are you gonna know that it's gonna work or not? You haven't even tried. So just try, do a shout out. Maybe you will get sales, maybe you won't, but at least you learned and you tried. And the next time you learn from your mistakes and you try another one and another one and another one. And like, you will make some sales. Like, I guarantee that if you really try, you will make some. Like, just try every day. So don't overthink it. If you find one that looks alright, send them a message, get a shout out on their page. Like, don't spend hundreds of dollars doing a shout out. Don't go to a page with 1 million subscribers. Just try it and you'll see if it works. You know, just go from 50 to, I'd say, 200,000 followers, and and you'll see if it works or not, and if it doesn't, switch to another one. If it does, run another shout out on the page. So that's just it. That being said, subscribe and hit the notification bell, thumbs up, comment, let me know if you want to see a video that you want to see, and I'll try and make it happen. So see you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.